Good morning. Happy Saturday. It is the weekend. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Just before we get started, it's always a great idea to be reminded that the best way to prepare yourself to get into today's meditation or any other, or to start your day, or before a meeting, or before you sit down and work, is spend a few moments bringing your attention to your breathing, which means you're likely to breathe a little bit deeper and you're likely to slow down your breathing. Both of those kind of help with everything. So as we get ready, become a little bit conscious about your breath. Inhale through your nose. Aim the breath at your belly, which means breathe in with the kind of image that inside your belly is a balloon, and as you breathe in, that fills up the balloon in your belly, and slowly let it deflate. And we'll be ready in just a few minutes. Charlene, good morning. It's good to see you. Righto. As you might already know, our teacher this week is Elizabeth Gilbert, with some really beautiful wisdom to share this morning. Israela, good morning. Happy Saturday. Right, the first thought by Elizabeth Gilbert says, you need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. How beautifully is that said? You need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. Jacqueline, good morning. Sunmuddy, good morning. Happy Saturday. This is a power that you can cultivate. If you want to control things in your life so bad, work on the mind. That is the only thing you should be trying to control. I want to read this again because it's so beautifully said. You need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. There'll always be a feed of thinking happening through your brain. That's what a brain does. It creates thoughts. There's just no stopping the fact that your brain will create thoughts. Good morning, Maggie. And you can become better at looking at this feed of thoughts and deciding which to click on. Which ones serve you. Not trying to stop the feed, not trying to stop the stream of thoughts. But can you have more control over which ones you click on? And you can guess this. If you do better at doing that, it translates to a lot of more things in your life. Your Facebook feed, your YouTube feed, your Instagram feed. The feed's going to be there. Could you be more conscious about what you click on, which ones you open, which ones you dive down into, and could you let much more of the feed in your Facebook and in your Instagram and in your YouTube, could you let much more of that feed just pass you by without taking too much notice? Our thoughts are very similar. The feed is going to be there. Can we become better at deciding which ones to double click on? We can absolutely do that. Beautiful, beautiful comment, Charlene. I love it. So, I wanted to point out something here. She says, the only thing you should be trying to control is your mind. Now, it's true, but we need to be a little bit careful because there needs to be a recognition that you can't really control the thoughts. You can control what you click on, but you can't control the thoughts that your mind produces. That's just going to be there. It's just important to take note of that. Leshna, good morning. Good to see you. And the next little piece speaks a little bit to that. She says, when I tried this morning after an hour or so of unhappy thinking to dip back into my meditation, I took a new idea with me. Compassion. I asked my heart if it could please infuse my soul with a more generous perspective on my mind's workings, which is exactly what we were just speaking about. You can't really stop the workings of your mind, but can you have a new perspective on what your mind's doing? The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions are going to be there. Can you have a new response to the thoughts and the feelings that are already there? So I asked my heart if it could please infuse my soul with a more generous perspective on my mind's workings. Instead of thinking that I was a failure, could I perhaps accept that I am only a human being? And a normal one at that? Having all of these very confusing thoughts and feelings, sometimes very unhappy thoughts and feelings, and sometimes we feel our thoughts and feelings are downright evil. Could I perhaps accept that I'm only a human being, and a normal one at that? This is what it is to be human. We have a brain that feels like it's just on autopilot. And you can look at what it does with a lot more generosity. Instead of thinking I was a failure, could I perhaps accept that I'm only a human being? I think it's really beautiful words. Right, so let's get into today's meditation. But if you can plant yourself in stillness long enough, you will in time experience the truth that everything, both the uncomfortable and the lovely, does eventually pass. If you can plant yourself in stillness long enough, you will in time experience the truth that everything, good and bad, uncomfortable and comfortable, does eventually pass. And on that thought, just a side note, this is why something like working out, hard physical exercise, like cold water, cold immersion, like even your meditation, sitting your body in one place and saying, we're doing this, we're sitting here, while something in your body says, I don't really feel like sitting here for 45 minutes. The overcoming of what is uncomfortable, the dealing with something that is uncomfortable and going, I'm going to be okay to be uncomfortable for a while. Again, workouts do that, cold water does that, and even your sitting and meditating does that too. Being okay, being uncomfortable for a while is a superpower. The better you can get at being in uncomfortable places, positions, situations, outer and also inner, whether it's only your thoughts and your feelings that make you feel uncomfortable, the better you can become at being okay with being uncomfortable, the easier it shifts, and the more okay you are just generally. Right, our meditation today is starting. We're doing Come to Your Senses, which is a journey of our 5 physical senses. If you're ready, here we go. You can close your eyes and let's float away. Starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. And out. A deep breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. Let it all just flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine and bring the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. And as you exhale, soften. Soften your spine, slump your shoulders, and drop your head. What does it feel like to be in your body right now? What can you feel inside your body? Can you feel your heart beating? Can you feel your tummy grumbling? Can you get a physical sensation from the palms of your hands or the sole of your feet? And continue feeling your body as we take the last few big breaths together. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles in big half circles to the left and also to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and lean your upper body over to the right. And another big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having stepped into presence as much as we can, we'll turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel all the way into your body. Inviting softness to every part of your body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel how your shoulders are slowly falling, how your body is slowly softening, and how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting, feel yourself dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels really easy. Followed by a long, slow, softening exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, say welcome to your body. This is what we're exploring today. Take your next big breath. Our journey of the senses goes from top to bottom, and we're starting with our eyes. An interesting journey because we won't open our eyes, we'll just use our imagination. But if you were to open your eyes, what would be the most obvious thing you could see where you are right now? And as you take your next big breath, you dive deep into you, use your mind to study this obvious thing. See it from all of its angles. Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears, still staying with what your eyes could see, but this time, what would be the least obvious thing that you would see if you were to open your eyes? Something you'd have to search around for and find, oh yes, that's there. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, take the time to study this very unobvious object. Take your next big breath. Taking a step down to your ears and what you can hear. With your next big breath, you dive deep into you. What is the most obvious sound that you can hear right now? Take the time to immerse yourself into all the layers of this obvious sound. Can you hear different layers? Take your next big breath. And then changing gears with your next big breath as you dive deep into you. Pay attention to what is the slightest sound that you can hear. Something you'd have to really search for and go, oh yes, I actually do hear that. Take your next big breath. Taking another step down, and for the next 2 stops, you're welcome to change your breathing to whatever suits you. A breath hold might not be the easiest thing to do while you try and smell. And for your next one, as you take your next big breath, what is the most obvious smell you can pick up right now? Can you pick up any obvious smell and just pay attention to it? Take your next big breath. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, is there any other layer of smell that you can also pick up? Just try and pay attention to any other possible smell. Take your next big breath. We'll take a step down to your mouth, and what you can taste. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, can you pick up any obvious taste and just pay attention to that? Take your next big breath. And then with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, is there any other level of taste? Anything else that you can possibly pick up? Take your next big breath. And then our last stop is the surface of your skin. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, scan the surface of your skin and find the most obvious pressure or sensation on your skin. And in that area, see if you can find different sensations and different pressures in that space of obvious sensation. Take your next big breath. And then with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, search the surface of your skin and find a spot where you're able to just feel the slightest sensation. A spot on your skin where you can just feel the air touch open skin. Take your next big breath. do just one more big breath together. Slipping out of the breath, holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. Just like your physical senses. Give you a stream of feedback all of the time. It's your choice which to pay attention to. You can decide how you feel about what you're seeing, smelling, tasting. So too, we have a constant feed of feedback on the inside. Our inner senses, providing us with a constant stream of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. With practice, we can become just as much an easy observer of our inner senses as our outer senses. I'll share with you Elizabeth Gilbert's words again. You need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way as you select your clothes every day. I'd like to change the words a little bit. The thoughts will be there, but you can be a lot more selective which ones you click on. And then your real superpower is deciding if these thoughts are going to come and go, if these feelings are going to come and go anyway. Can I be more deliberate about how I feel about these thoughts and feelings? I'll read you her words again. When I tried this morning, after an hour or so of unhappy thinking, to dip back into my meditation, I took a new idea with me: compassion. I asked my heart if it could please infuse my soul with a more generous perspective on my mind's workings. Instead of thinking that I was a failure, could I perhaps accept that I am only human, and a normal one in that? If you plant yourself in stillness long enough, you will in time experience the truth that everything, both the uncomfortable and also the lovely, everything does eventually pass. You look at every thought, every emotion, whether it's something you like or dislike, and remind yourself, I am only human. very normal. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this opportunity to feel all of the feedback from my body. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the ease with which I can observe the experience from my outer senses. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to find a similar ease when I observe my inner senses. Maybe I'm not quite there yet, but getting better at it. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for being able to look at any and every thought and emotion with a realization that this is just human. Every human experiences something like this. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Hey, Christos, good morning, brother. It's good to see you here. The stream will always be there. The feed will always be there. Whether it's the feed in your mind, constant thinking and feeling, or the feed on your Facebook page. The feed is always going to be there. We can become a lot better at choosing what to click on. Which rabbit hole do we want to go down into? We could have, with experience, learned, there are some that just aren't worth going into. Let it scroll past. Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Israela. Have a beautiful weekend. I hope you do have a really beautiful weekend. Damn, I think we've got some beautiful weather outside right now. Lots of love to you all. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.